Hello, and welcome back to the Soda Fountain. I'm your. Unfortunately, I'm your host, Hot Cocoa.
And I'm his co-host for the day, Coca-Cola Fish.
Yep, unfortunately, you're stuck with us today.
Yep. I
Uh,
have a drink that
as it
has
is.
fish matter in it.
Oh, geez, that sounds slightly less appetizing than Pepsi Cinnamon Fire, which I have cans of downstairs. It's awful.
Why? Why would you
Because my
have that
mom
drink?
wanted it, and then she just didn't want to admit it was bad, and then neither of us drink it, so now we just have a bunch of it downstairs.
Just do what I do and throw it into a ditch.
We don't have those. We don't live in nowhere, Texas.
No, just call it.
There isn't a nowhere suburb in Chicago. That's not how that works. Oh boy. But yeah, so last time I did get a complaint that I was too quiet. That should be fixed now because I have increased my audio levels quite a bit.
And since there's no power in my house and none of the appliances are on, you should be able to hear me quite clearly.
Yeah, and I'll be able to catalog the heat stroke time.
I'm kind of just laying on my back, spread eagle, kind of staring at the ceiling like some sort.
Willing the heat away.
I'm trying, my dude. I am trying so hard.
It's been a minute. It's been almost 2 minutes, and we haven't even talked about what we were going to talk about yet. Today we're going to talk about D&D because actually going in with a topic like
The
last episode,
dungeons
me
are
and Dylan just talked about games and gaming news and stuff.
the
Um,
dungeons are closed and the dragons are in quarantine.
oh, dude, Tiamat is
Yeah,
canceled, man.
he's been
Did you
quarantined.
know there was a D&D cartoon?
God, that sounds terrible.
Well, it was actually like super funny because the DM was like apparently a sadistic bastard because in like episode 2 he throws the party at Tiamat.
Oh, so they made every other fucking DM.
Yeah, and they're all like level 3. It's like now you fight Tiamat. Which, if you,
God,
for
that's
the
right.
many of you who probably don't know, Tiamat is he 9 headed? Is he 9 or 7 heads?
I think he's nine-headed.
He's a 9 headed omni elemental dragon with resistances to everything. He's like a very classical D&D monster, and if you go up against him and you're not level 20, he will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, if you don't have something along the lines of
Yeah.
fish, you're kind of just
Yeah, if
throwing
you don't
things
have
for
something
fire.
like if you don't have like a full level 20 party, you're gonna get your shit wrecked going up against Tiamat most of the time, unless you got like a party full of like D&D 5e
20.
bards.
Level 20 wizards all push.
Yeah, or like 3 barbarians at level 20 with max strength and con.
Which, is basically a win all button.
Yeah, barbarians in D&D 5 are a little bit stupid. It's like,
If
yeah, see, I
you,
know that my health says 35 at level 3,
but
but it's
60.
like actually 70. But what if I cast fireball? Yeah, I don't care.
It kind of just slides off my very, very perfect abs.
Slides off my very angry body. I can literally anger
Like,
the pain away. It's pretty great. I love barbarians. They're really fun in D&D 5, but they kind of get locked into one playstyle unless you do like some of the expansions get like really crazy. Like you can do wild mage barbarians, which I'm a barbarian. I rolled a nat 1 and now you are a woman, but I am a guy. Yes.
by the power of hentai rule 63.
Yep. Oh, damn it. Now we have to restart again. Well, fun fact. One of the words that you can't say in my comment section is hentai. It literally it just will not show your comment if you put the word hentai in a comment. As well as a variety of racial slurs. So I know I don't have like a community big enough to warrant that yet, but
Yeah, you have a community of about 4 people at the moment.
5,
Apologies, 5 people.
5, and 3 of them are gonna watch this. Guys, leave a comment down below if you've watched to the 5.5 minute mark.
Leave a comment.
You're just listening to me in stereo. Like they're just listening to us in stereo, because we're the same person.
One moment.
Oh. I don't have anything planned for this. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and now Fish has left me alone. So you listen to me sing this made up song. Please, someone end my life. Somebody help me, please. I'm going to freaking lose my mind.
I told my brother that I'm hosting a podcast, and he asked me how many dolphins am I casting.
Oh my god. I was ad-libbing a song the entire time you were away. And I literally just finished it as you came back. That was really perfect. Oh jeez, I think you wow, you didn't actually go into the yellow or red there. Let's keep it that way. Please don't make me have to edit this this video that's going to be over an hour long, because I don't want to edit it to audio balance for like 12 seconds. But yeah, so D&D, you start with you get 6 core stats: strength, constitution, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, and charisma. Wisdom and intelligence are kind of useless outside of like 2 classes. Like, as long as they're not at negative, you're fine unless you're playing a wizard. At which point, if you're playing a wizard, first, I'm sorry. Second, you're level 3, please don't murder me in my sleep.
Here's the thing. With wizards, the one thing that people seem to overlook is fireball.
Yeah.
Dexterity.
Like, wizards, listen, you roll your stats first. And if you get really good stats and you feel like you're really confident in your ability, then you play a wizard. You don't pick a wizard before you roll your stats.
Listen, if you have a stat below 14, don't bother.
Yeah, you're not playing a wizard. You're playing a bard or a barbarian.
Yeah, like with wizards, you have to have everything above a 14.
No, if you only roll one good stat, you're playing a rogue.
Yeah.
No, you're playing a rogue or a bard with one good stat. If you roll 118 and everything else is like 12s and 14s, you're either playing a bard or a rogue. There's no in between.
Yeah, because with wizards, unless you have good stats on everything.
Yeah, wizards just like kind of get shafted on everything that isn't intelligence and wisdom. And like those are the 2 least useful stats most of the time, and it's really sad.
Yeah, because like for one, a wizard really doesn't need strength, but you kind of do.
Yeah. It's like a wizard doesn't need strength, but your character will.
Yeah, and you don't need constitution, except you do.
It's really like, do. Yeah, wizards don't rely on constitution, but your character will. Like, if you roll a single negative stat, you are playing a barbarian. That is the only out to that situation.
Because a barbarian doesn't need it.
Barbarian is like, I have a -1 to intelligence. Who gives a fuck?
I'm not happy to be killed. That's all you need.
Yeah, like realistically, barbarians are just that strong.
Like there's the whole brains over bronze. Well, at that point, you're just bronze.
Yeah, like brains over bronze. That's bullshit. Most DMs don't try to bother building puzzles. And if they do, they realize very quickly that is not why you're there.
You are there to hit and punch and kick and kill.
Yeah.
And boom.
It's actually going to be really interesting because Pretzi, one of the other people who was I think they were actually in episode 1 of this podcast. They're actually starting their first D&D session, and that might actually be tomorrow.
Oh boy, tell me how Pretzi actually.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we talked about their spells. They have precisely 0 combat spells. They have none. But they're a bard, and bards don't really get combat spells. Like, yeah, there's like Thunderclap, but they don't get like Firebolt.
Which is actually a spell that's actually really good.
Firebolt's astounding as a cantrip, 1d10 of damage with a range of 120 feet. Excuse you?
Like as a cantrip, which you can use at any time. If you roll above 5 damage,
You're doing pretty great.
Yeah.
And also like, because I'm playing a sorcerer, because I've never gotten a chance to. Every time I've tried to build a sorcerer, it always ends up being a one shot, and like I end up getting killed by my own party.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I'm doing things wrong. It's that my party's just like, oh, roll a nat 1. Oh yeah, your war axe just cleaves Trevor in half. And I'm like, oh, nice, cool.
Yeah, because like if you're a like magic type person, like
well, sorcerers actually roll like a d8 for health.
Yeah, but
so they're not bad.
People, you're not gonna roll good anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
although I did roll some pretty choice stats. I took a neutral to strength because it's the stat that warlocks don't really need, because I could always just pick up mage hand later. But
mage hand's pretty cool.
Mage hand is very, very good. Like possibly the single like most utility cantrip in all of D&D. Like it's great. I love it. I love me some mage hand. But yeah, so like I'm playing a sorcerer, and I'm finally gonna get a chance to play a sorcerer. And I also may have accidentally broken the game at level 3.
How did you break the game?
Because a sorcerer at level 3 can have a continuous AC of 30, or of 20, with no armor.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so I have, because you take Draconic Bloodline, and a feat of Draconic Bloodline is just, yeah, when you're not wearing anything, when you're not wearing armor, your AC is 15. I'm like, what? Just like, excuse you? My AC should be like 11. What? Because it's 10 plus proficiency plus dex, right?
Yeah.
And then I took up shield as one of my first level spells. And shield lasts for like...
It's been like 3 or 4 months since I last played.
Yeah, shield is it's a first level spell that raises your AC by 5. So my base AC is 15 always, and then and then I can just before combat make it 20.
This all sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's nothing like I have a friend, his name is Charlie. What he does is he plays clerics, and listen, if anyone ever tries to tell you a cleric is a healer class, they're a dirty, dirty liar.
What?
If anyone ever tries to tell you clerics are supposed to be healers, they're a liar.
No, they're meant to be beings of
they take that mace, and oh boy, do they make use of it.
They kind of just
except Charlie, this man was insane. He lost his mace in the first combat encounter. It fell into a crevice, and then he picked up a shield from an enemy and was like, you know what? This is the way now. And he just dual wielded shields the entire campaign.
How do you do shields? How does that work?
Because they were one-handed shields.
How much damage do they do?
For
him to want to do it.
Well, on offhand, it was 1d4. It was just punching damage, and then I think like the one that he was using with main hand to get AC bonus was like 1d6. He just dual wielded shields the entire game.
God,
at level 3, his AC was 24. Our DM got real tired of his character real quick.
I would too.
Like he was sitting there, it'd be like Charlie, you finally took 4 damage, lay on hands. Dude is wild.
this reminds me of the first campaign of D&D I've ever done with me and my buddies.
I
The
think.
first session we ever did, we didn't even have
Hmm.
a table or anything. So what we did, we got a bunch of cardboard boxes and we stacked them on top of each other.
Hell yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of like tables and boxes, and we got into his like little shed room
Oh
that he had, and
jeez.
we were just surrounding each other, and we were like, okay, this is the first session, and my God, was that one hell of a session.
I think my favorite thing I've ever done is I had a character Tydra, based loosely on the character from one of Pro Jared's D&D stories. And he was a man with a strength of 21. He was a fighter, by the way, so technically he shouldn't have been allowed to do that. But a strength stat of 21 is the same as having a strength stat of 20, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so really big strength stat, and then about halfway through the game, we found two great swords that could be single hand wielded,
Damn.
and I just so happened to have dual weapons, or dual wielding as a skill.
Oh, so now you just have like
A D10 on each
Yeah,
hand.
I was rolling 2d10, and then if we were fighting too many enemies, I would take out my shield. That the shield of the rap god is what it ended up being. It was a pretty great time. And then another campaign, I played as Tydra's son, and I collected 76 scimitars
Why? Why would you need 76?
to forge them all together.
I think my favorite like moment in any of my campaigns was when my character put on a thing called like a tiger or a lion mask,
Okay.
and we were on a boat in the middle of the ocean because we were heading to the last place of our campaign. And my
Okay.
character was like, I saw what a mask could do with another person. What happens if I put this on? He put it on. The first time he was blown away, like blasted away. But the second time he's all like, fuck you, I'm rolling a nat 20, or it was like a 19, I think. He put on the mask and he ascended to lion god status. Because in that world there was like 12, there was a pantheon of like 12 or 13 gods.
He became a 14th.
No, and they were all all their power was locked away behind masks.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and he just put it on, and the power scaling in this campaign was stupid because my brother
Oh
he's
no.
he was an Aarakocra monk.
Okay,
And
monks are always great.
yeah, and if he were to roll a d20, and if he were to roll a nat 20,
Yeah.
and then use his strongest attack, he would do like 200 like 200 damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like everything was broken. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just having a blast. And then my character ascended to godhood, and every stat 40 or 50.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is pretty godhood level. Even though technically
And
22 is when you break into godhood. Because 20 is supposed to be the highest reachable by a mortal.
my buddy, he didn't know how to like write a balanced villain, but because his character had like plus 60 on everything.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yeah, he traumatized us with this campaign in a fun way. He traumatized us in a fun way because like we had a blast and a half. Like it was a really fun campaign, even though it was kind of bullshitty a lot of times. But we had fun, okay?
Yeah.
Like, sure, at the end, we were like, okay, how do we beat him? Because my character and him were going like toe to toe, because I was rolling pretty well, and he's all like, and he's like, I don't know how to kill this guy because of his stats. So he's like, all the gods come together, use a 100% working wish spell, and banished him away from all the universes. And we were all like, cool. And my character and the mask he had was gone. It left, but he stayed with the same stats.
Jesus.
Except his health was cut down in like half.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not at all. Because if you just took off your armor, your AC would be 10 plus proficiency plus whatever your dex bonus was.
Yeah, but all his stats were still like plus 30.
Yeah, so you'd have like an AC of like 40 something.
So he was fine, and we were like, oh, what? Let's just say what our characters were doing afterwards. What my character did. His name was Midoka.
As they always are.
Yeah, what I did was I shoved a shirt in my mouth and and I just started speaking random words. The one I chose was miracle, but I was like miracle, you know. And what my character did was that he got a mountain. He just found a mountain range,
Yeah.
used a wish spell, and then created a magic college out of the mountains.
Jesus Christ. He created Winterholm.
Winterhold, but like 5 times bigger, and it doesn't like collapse in on itself.
but bigger and with a maintenance staff.
With a good maintenance staff.
Yeah. College of Winterhold. Oh boy. I think
college you could just walk in.
I think the most fun part about my about when I do D&D is I have a general oh geez, wow, I spiked into the yellow. I don't like that. I'm gonna lower my volume.
Oh, whenever I cover my flashlight, the room turns into a dark dead abyss.
Oh boy. But yeah, so whenever I play, I have a good eye for like putting the DM into situations where they're just like, yeah, you know what, sure. But I think the funniest thing I ever had happen was it was one of my friends' first time playing. I was DMing. We were doing Modern Mythos. That you remember that shit? Because I'd totally be down to do that. Oh, you don't remember Modern Mythos with Jonathan White? Fucking the half dragon monster.
No.
Oh, dude, that was such a fun campaign.
No, I don't.
No, all right. Well, either way, that campaign was super fun because I was like, one of my friends asked me, can he stack his proficiency bonuses for one specific thing? And I was like, what is it? And he was like, cheating with magic and poker. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he's like, cool. So that means I have a 28 to cheating with magic in poker. And I just was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, I have proficiency in magic, deception. It was Arcana, deception, sleight of hand, and what's it called? And proficiency with a poker set.
So basically, it was just a massive fuck you.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really funny though.
You know, my favorite thing about D&D is that sometimes you can just ask the DM, "Hey, can we do this?"
Yeah, there was a really good story I read where someone was like, "Yeah, in my world, vampires are physically repelled, are physically repelled by garlic," and the guy was like, "Is it additive or multiplicative?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, multiplicative." And he's like, "Wait a minute." And so one of their party members was a vampire, and what they ended up doing was they were like, "Does he have to smell the garlic for the property to be applied?" And they were like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna go to the market. I'm gonna buy 30 cloves of garlic."
Oh boy.
He was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then he's like, "And I'm gonna give my party member nose plugs. Okay, I'm gonna put the garlic right behind him. All right, and I'm gonna tell him to take the nose plugs out. Okay, so he gets pushed, and then he like does, and then the guy does the math. He was an engineering student, and he was like, so he's going to get launched 432 miles per hour." It's like, and where are you launching, and where is he going? Directly at the dragon over the town. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tactical vampire missing.
Yeah, tactical vampire inbound.
Tactical vampire inbound.
Yeah, the guy had light fall and feather fall too, so the vampire was perfectly fine. He succeeded his Constitution saving throw on impact with the dragon, just obliterated the dragon's rib cage. Just it was great. I was reading it and I was like, holy shit.
It's like you're standing still and you just take a whiff of garlic and suddenly
Ah!
you're in like velocity.
Yeah. It
I
was
think
really funny.
I think one of my favorite like character highlights of my character, Midoka. Okay, so
Ugh.
we were taking care of this little goblin.
Oh
like,
no.
Goblin that attached itself to my brother's character. His name was Boris Lipson, the 69th.
Boris Lipston, the 69.
And he was an absolute tank. Okay,
Dude, goblins
Boris,
are crazy.
no, my brother's character Boris. He was like his backstory was that he was a golden dragon that lost its memories while in the form of a human. And think Titan transformation from Attack on Titan. You know, lightning strikes, he turns into a dragon.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Okay, but so anyway, the party was going down, and we come across like because the baby goblin found like a bridge or something.
Yep.
And he went across it, but this bridge was like non-existent basically because I don't quite remember it, but it got across the river, and
It found a stick.
and we found like an orc camp where they had like humans like slaves that they were gonna eat or kill or something like that.
Yep.
And all the party members are like, let's just go. Like we don't need to deal with it. And they were all like, all the character alignments were like good or chaotic, like neutral good, chaotic. Like my character was chaotic neutral.
And you were just like, yeah, sure, I'm down.
No, like my character's chaotic neutral. Everyone's like, let's go. And my character, like, the only one with like the lowest, what you call it, what's the word? Alignment, with the lowest alignment. My character was the only one who went, hey, let's go save these people. You know, we're heroes. That's what we do. And everyone's like, no, let's just go, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just go do it myself. So
I'll do it my damn self.
Yeah,
Me
so,
and the lion mask. Let's go, boys.
I haven't gotten the lion mask at this point. I'm level 5.
Oof.
Yeah, so, so what my character does is that he gets a staff that he had gotten, the Staff of the Elements.
Yeah.
Basically, you can use it to cast a spell
Fireball.
On a level of 3d10.
What the fuck?
Any element. Basically, it's either fireball or mud ball.
Listen,
basically.
I don't think you understand. The correct answer is always fireball. I don't give a fuck if it's a red dragon.
Okay,
dude,
so what
8
I did was
is what? 46 is still good damage?
No. It was 3d12.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
no, but fireball damage
did,
is 8d6, and then if you do it on a red dragon, it's 46, and 46 is still good damage.
Yeah, it's still a lot of damage. So anyway, what he did was he basically used like the earth element of the staff to raise a bridge.
Yeah.
And he went across, but the orcs noticed him, and there were 27 orcs.
Yep.
Okay. My character was vastly underpowered, but he was gonna go save them. Until the army showed up.
Oh, jeez.
And that army came with three dragons.
Why? But why though?
I told my buddy, hey, if you want to kill our characters now, just do it. Just tell us that you want to kill our characters. He's like, no, I want to have you live.
Do it. Do it.
But there was an army, 27 orcs, 3 dragons.
Jesus.
You know. And my friend Destiny's other character, who had been taken by the main villain, whose name was Zanaku. Her character was taken and warped, and she was put into a not alternate universe, like a pocket dimension.
Jesus. And for those of you listening, yes, D&D usually does end up this convoluted.
Yeah, it is very. It sounds convoluted.
You gotta be there.
But when you're playing it, it's kind of like.
Yeah, sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
Unless your DM is like really, really just like aggressive and awful and rude.
and on like just straight to the books kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, like it sounds convoluted when we explain it, but when it's happening, it makes perfect sense. It's kind of like JoJo.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of enemies and stuff, and my friend's character, I can't remember her name at the moment. She was a paladin, Oathbreaker, and she was taken to this like pocket dimension where she was trained by Zanaku for about 10 years, while for us it was only a couple of weeks. And she was like level 10, 15 at that time.
Okay.
When she came back dark and evil.
Edgy.
And yeah. So we took down a good maybe 10, 15 orcs, me and the party, because they were like, oh shit, we gotta deal with this. All of the people I was gonna try to save all fucking died. They all died. Okay? So
Right.
everyone's all like, and we managed to take down like 2 of the dragons. Okay?
Okay.
We were all level 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay? We managed to defeat some of them.
Mm-hmm.
The army was still there.
Yep.
So what we did was that we were like, okay, we can't handle this shit. Let's bail. So my character decided to stay back and hold everyone off because my character had one ability that he could do, which was to raise barriers. Okay?
Okay.
And what he did was he basically slammed his staff to the ground, used all the elements, and that would create a field of energy that surrounded everything. All the enemies, all the dragons,
Sure.
everything.
Sure.
Okay, and had one enemy attack the barrier, it would have been destroyed. It would have been for naught. But none of them were smart enough to do it. So my character was like that.
all had Intel 8.
Basically. Except for one character. My friend's character, the paladin.
When do we get to the goblin?
That goblin fucking sucked. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus. I thought you said the goblin was a tank.
No. My brother's character was a tank.
Well, what was he playing?
It was a golden dragon that was transformed into a human, but they don't remember that. Amnesia. Okay, so anyway. Except that one character, the edgy one. What she did was she had since she was an Oathbreaker and had another thing on it, she had an attack which was basically like it was like a necromancer skill that basically decayed your skin. What was it? It was like necrotic touch or something like that.
Necrotic touch is, if I recall, that is actually a really good spell.
Yeah, well, so what she did was she grabbed my character by the throat.
As you do.
Picked him up, used it, and she first used a like.
I think necrotic touch is 1d10 necrotic damage.
Yeah, but what she first did was she used a spell like a poison smog, like a necrotic poison smog. So my character used the elemental staff to raise like a 30-foot tall tower of earth where he was at. Then she came up, grabbed him by the throat, and lifted him up. Basically, like, this is all futile, right? My character's all like, I already bought enough time for my friends and my family to leave, the party.
Oh, it's 3d6 necrotic. Oh, shit, that's actually really good damage.
Let me tell you.
Regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt. What the fuck? Until the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each of your turns as an action. Whoa!
But they did it to where it was like it didn't.
Oh, that's vampiric touch. Okay.
They used the higher one, and when they used it, it did 36 points of damage.
That's crazy.
To my wizard.
Oh, you died.
No, I had 2 health points.
How? What level were you? 8, 9?
6.
Illegal.
I rolled really good. Okay, shut up.
You had to have like an 18 Constitution for that shit.
I did.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I rolled really good on that character, like godly level.
Yeah.
Roll. Anyways, so I only had 2 health points left, and what I did was I used Thunderstep.
As you do.
Blasted a good 100 feet behind me. Because my character was verge of dying. He was nearly dead. He had only
you need to dip.
And thankfully, my younger brother's character, he was an Aarakocra.
Okay.
His name was Cracks.
That's
He
the
thankfully,
bird people, yeah.
yeah, he managed to grab him by like the robes, and he managed to save my character and take him away, while Zenakyu and his general, uh, I still can't remember her name. My friend Destiny's character. They were all like, "Soon we'll kill them all." Blah blah.
Jesus Christ. This definitely sounds of inexperienced D&D players and DMs.
None of us knew what we were doing. Only two of us knew.
Yeah.
Only three of us actually had any experience with D&D. None of us knew how to DM.
Yeah. How about I think probably my favorite thing I've ever done is I can play in D&D. I can play like 6 or 7 characters at once without getting them mixed up in my head, each with their own voices, personalities, and all that shit. Um, so
Same.
like I'll often like provide a voice to some NPCs randomly, and usually it works out pretty well. Like that we had Long Nines Pete, who just was a really big fan of ship-based artillery. Like that was his defining character trait. Is he loved him some cannons.
Some cannons that shut some.
I created that character. He showed up for about 12 sessions before the ship that he was on got shot down, and he went down with the cannons. He didn't go down with the ship. He went down trying to save the cannons. He's like, fuck the ship. Fuck the crew. I'm saving my cannons.
What a mood.
Yeah. That guy was great. I love that guy. Long nine, sir. Can we use the long nines on them? But yeah, so I think my favorite one is my character. I don't think my main character was in that session for more than like 10 minutes out of the like 3 hours, and I ended up getting more EXP than some of the people participating in combat. And then I was just like, why did I get 1,000 XP? I didn't do shit.
You fired the shit.
It was like, well, you see, you were playing like 7 characters, and it was like, yeah, but that was just for fun. I didn't do shit. I mean, I'll take the 1,000 XP. I'm not letting you take that away from me, but
yeah, you've earned that at that point.
yeah.
Like all the shit that comes with D&D. Like
When you listen to people like talk about D&D, you go, "Wow, that sounds like way too like crazy to actually happen." And then when you're playing it,
The hardest part of D&D is setting up your character. That is the
Yeah.
single hardest part about D&D. But if you use D&D Beyond, and you either don't mind using only base set stuff, or you don't mind paying $330 for all the expansions, because they don't let you buy individual expansions, which I hate.
you have to buy them all at once.
Yeah, you have to buy them all at once, which sucks.
Because no one has $350.
I mean, I could, but I won't, and I'm not gonna. But
I mean, you could, but you shouldn't.
yeah, but yeah. So D&D Beyond actually like is super helpful in building your character. Like, we should explain rolling stats. So essentially, rolling stats is you take 4 6-sided dice, so the dice you would typically see for a game of like Monopoly, Clue, all that stuff. The just the cubes.
the textbook definition of a dice.
Yeah, you take 4 of those, you roll all 4. You take the lowest
Move the
number off and
lowest.
re-roll, and you re-roll ones is a big one. A lot of people don't realize you re-roll ones because almost no DM on this planet is sadistic enough to let to force their players to stick with a 3 as a starting stat.
Actually,
Granted, rolling 4 2s sucks pretty bad. That's like starting with a 6. That's you're taking a -2 to something, and you're playing barbarian.
Yeah, if you roll more than 1-1 with all those, you basically you have to beg to reroll at that point.
Yeah, if you roll more than one 6 stat, you basically say, yeah, my character commits suicide, and then you just start over.
You can just you can just slap on a junior at the end.
Yeah. Just slap a junior at the end. But yeah. So you take 46. You do that 6 times, and you do not assign your stats until you know what class you're playing. That is very, very important. You do not do that.
Because then you have a character that's unbalanced in a way that's
like you if you're playing a spellcaster, you 9 times out of 10 you're gonna put your biggest stat into charisma because the wizard's the only one who doesn't cast with charisma. Why does everyone cast with charisma? No, I think warlocks cast with wisdom.
Yeah, and wizards roll with intelligence.
Yeah, and bards,
But let's be real,
bards,
there's never
sorcerers.
been you roll with intelligence, but there's no intelligence to be used.
Yeah,
Kind of
like wizards have great spells. Like their spell list is unrivaled. Like they have some of the most crazy shit in all of D&D. On the flip side, if you sneeze on them too hard, they kind of break in half.
They kind of just fold into onto themselves like wet
like a
toilet
lawn
paper.
chair, yeah. They fold like a lawn chair. And
Which is,
if
fine
you
you're
if you
playing
can
100
blind a
times.
wizard, you literally incapacitate them.
They
They literally are just out of the fight. They can't do shit because wizards have to carry around books.
Well, unless you're like one of those wizards that have the whole thing where like you're born with your magic.
That's called being a sorcerer.
Yeah, whatever. Like
That's a whole different class. I've looked through wizards. You have to carry around your spell books, and if you get blinded, you can't read your spells. You have to make perception checks to make attack rolls. It's the worst. So that's probably why the wizard is like the least used class, honestly.
unless you're me.
Yeah, no, wizards are great and all. Don't get me wrong. It's just like they come with so many restrictions on like the fact that they're insanely powerful, and like some of their spells even require you to have ingredients.
Which, unless you have a DM that just says like "fuck that," just do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
most
kind of.
like some DMs are like, yeah, I don't care about the ingredients, but yeah, if you don't have that, get fucked.
Yep.
Because you will almost never be able to get those ingredients. I swear to God.
Like, and there's no DM that like actually pulls that into consideration.
Well,
like,
some do.
ingredients.
Like if you're doing
Yeah, some
Adventurers
do.
League.
Which you're not. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you don't ever do Adventurers League because it's pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, Adventurers League is good and all because Adventurers League is every week a group of people meet and there's many different groups. There's you and there's your DM and your four party members. There's the DM sitting at the next table, the DM sitting over there, they're 4 people, all that stuff. And essentially you go through the same encounters every week as everyone else. And you get to learn different team compositions and all that stuff, how people went through it. It's great for learning, but honestly, the most fun way to play D&D is just with a group of friends.
Yeah.
With a
and
group
let's
of
be honest,
friends
you're
and a
all-
large pizza.
Yeah. Let's be real. Everyone does it for the pizza. Like everyone chips in like $2 and gets some Little Caesars.
$2. What kind of 3-person group are you playing D&D with?
3-person. Our party was a 7 group.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
Yeah, we
see
bought
what we
12
do is
pizzas.
we usually go to Costco because Costco pizzas are $10 and massive. And also we all have like some money, so yeah, so there's plenty of stuff to do. Oftentimes that's how you learn how to play D&D. Rogues, oh my god, for the love of God, if you're going to play a rogue the right way. Don't be the rogue who is like, because I can steal, I must steal.
Yeah, like unless you write in that he's a kleptomaniac, like just don't.
because I swear to God, every rogue is like, if you play with someone who's a bad rogue in your party,
It is torture. It is just
do
absolute torture.
please talk to the player. Say, listen, it's not fun to play with your character who just steals all of our shit and keeps all of the supplies of the entire party, takes it while we're sleeping, all that shit.
Let me just put it. Let me just
And if they
summarize it
refuse
all.
to, take out your knife and stab them 3 times in the knees.
Here, if your buddy is playing a rogue and he utters the words, "It's what my character would do," you are personally like
What
it is
you
your sworn duty to kill that rogue.
Yeah, no,
Right?
what you do is the moment you find out about the moment your character notices the rogue stealing, you let the entire party know, and you do not let this motherfucker stealth.
Yeah.
You kill that motherfucker right there. And then you strongly encourage them not to make another rogue who's even sneakier.
No, like if you're gonna play a rogue, play a rogue. Don't
Play
an
a rogue.
asshole.
Play a rogue where like, oh, I can sneak up behind the enemy archers and just steal their fucking arrows. That's cool. That's really cool. That's the right way to play. What is not the right way is, yes, the party is sleeping. Time to take everyone's gold.
Yeah, like unless you have a really funny reason
Unless
that
you're
can
like,
be laughed
unless
away.
like someone, unless like someone is hoarding all the party's gold for themselves.
Yeah, then
Like
you're
that's
pulling
fine.
Robin Hood and you're fine.
Like
As long as
in
there's a
in my
fun
upcoming
reason.
D&D, Pretzi's character is a pole dancer. My character is their manager, but also an anime boy. Also has really really good stats. Like, oh boy, did I sure roll stats for this character.
He's stunk.
No, I don't have. I have a 10 strength. But I have a 20 charisma, 18 on something else, a 17, and a 15 and a 14. So yeah, my character pretty damn good. But yeah, so like the right way to play, like obviously my character being like the manager of an entertainer, I'm going to be like hesitant to spend my money on stuff, but my character does have a fatal flaw, which is which like is I love poetry. I must buy books. That is literally something I rolled for personality traits, and it was like, yes, I love poetry and I have an addiction to books. So, my character's going to be buying poetry books.
Books.
Yeah, so like in some cases, like a character, it makes sense that they would want to save up their money. Like a bard might want to save up their money to buy a better instrument and stuff. Also, because if you're a bard, you're going to want to buy a lot of things. Because let me tell you, if you're a bard, you can buy things for the absolute lowest prices.
Because you can just.
Because at level 3, bards gain double proficiency in 2 skills of their choice, and at level 4, your proficiency modifier goes from 2 to 3.
Yeah, your bards tend to be broken.
Bards tend to be, if your party is playing with, I think the worst thing I've ever had to deal with in a D&D is a kleptomaniac bard. Because about halfway through, about like 2 sessions into that campaign, I was just like, wow, this bard is literally just like taking everything from my character and has such a high persuasion stat that if they don't roll a nat 1, they I just can't say no. And they were playing a halfling.
Yeah,
so like two sessions in, I literally just said, yeah, no, I quit. I'm not playing this session anymore. I'm not playing this campaign anymore. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I've literally got nothing. The bard keeps taking all of my shit, and I literally can't say no. because their persuasion and deception is plus 15. So if they roll a
Fucking damn.
5, I have to roll a 21 to beat them. And it just wasn't fun to play with anymore. It was like 2 sessions in, they were just like, and it was only me they were targeting, and I was playing a barbarian. It would have been fine if I was playing a monk. Sure, I can deal with just using bare hands. But they're like, no,
Yeah,
I
like-
think I want your greatsword because it looks cool.
Like, if you're a monk, you're probably gonna have the whole like minimalistic inner peace kind of thing.
Dude,
You
oh my
can pull
God.
that off.
Monks
But at that,
monks in D&D 3.5 are possibly the single worst designed class in all of D&D history. Because what you do is you do Vow of Poverty Monk in D&D 3.5, and at level 1, wearing nothing but a loincloth, your AC is
18.
19.
yeah, 19.
And
means
you
they're
just
beefy
and you have a
recruiters.
sprint of and you have like a movement of 60.
You're basically like
You
A
are
ninja,
you
yeah.
are you are you are skinny dodging Jesus. Like, I think this quote sums it up best. All right, everyone take 50 points of damage. Monk, roll reflex. That's how D&D 5 or 3.5 was. It was monks were far and above the best class in the game, because you know what nothing was immune to? Getting punched in the fucking face. It's like,
Yeah, I
oh,
don't
but
think
it's a
there's any
ghost, and it's like, yeah, but like monks also have this thing where we can punch ghosts. So fuck you.
yeah, you know, if you're able to have a strong spirit, that spirit can punch other spirits.
Yeah, and then the new monks are actually like really sick because they're just fucking stand users. Like that there's actually a new thing. It's astral monks,
Project.
and they just are stand users, and it's amazing. I also wanna, like, there's a YouTuber. I don't remember what his YouTube channel is, but what he does is he's like how to play as anime characters in D&D,
Yeah.
and he did like how to play Yugi in D&D, and
Oh boy.
I wanna watch that one and like follow that and be Yugi, become king of games. Oh man. But yeah, if D&D is too number heavy for you, there are alternatives. I would say Pathfinder, but Pathfinder is way more numbers.
Yeah, if you're gonna play like Pathfinder,
Play like
get a
Call of
couple
Cthulhu,
calculators.
because then you can go into it knowing you're gonna get your shit rocked.
Oh yeah, Call of Cthulhu is basically like,
Your characters don't matter. You're gonna die by the end of the session every time.
see, the thing with Call of Cthulhu is that you're dealing with an astronomical being above everything, greater than galaxies, greater than universes. Nothing is gonna matter. You're nothing but dust in astral space, where the winds will blow, but nothing will ever matter because these gods are above you in every single way,
Actually,
and they will
that's
destroy your mind every time you
it's
look
not
at them.
true. There's Cthulhu's actually only a mid-tier entity in the Lovecraft universe.
Yeah, there's that.
That's
one
like
dude-
really scary to think about. There's the one that's above everything, and all of
Yeah, the-
existence and all of the multiverse exists within his dreams.
And the siren
If he were
exists
to ever
in his
wake up,
sleep.
all that
will
exists would
disappear.
cease. And the reason that is, and you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound very scary. Well, here's the thing: you can't prove him wrong, and that makes a fictional creation more real than we are, and that's a really scary thought.
Because there are four singers keeping this being asleep at all times. Because if he wakes up,
Everything
will
else
cease to
goes.
be.
And you can't kill him, because then everything goes. So, the Lovecraftian universe goes far beyond Cthulhu, and most people do not realize it.
Yeah, they think Cthulhu is the biggest bad.
He is not. He's a mid-tier.
Yeah,
He's
like
the most famous. Because I think it was like the first time an infinite entity was like introduced was Cthulhu.
The what was it called? The something pantheon. Lovecraftian pantheon,
Yeah.
where everything is so far above God.
Yeah. It gets really nasty.
Yeah,
Or you could play what's it called? Deadwood.
I've never heard of Deadwood.
Deadwood is a game based entirely around a D6. So it is
Oof.
like very like low number D&D. It's like all D6. You determine your attack rolls with a D6. You roll damage with a D6. It's meant to be like
That
very
sounds
entry level.
painful.
It is also Wild West themed.
See, that sounds cool, but it also sounds very painful.
Yeah, especially if one of your party members takes Grim Servant of Death, because whoo.
You get to roll 2d6.
No. Grim Servant of Death is you know how some DMs do like, oh, if you roll a nat 1, you hit one of your friends?
Whenever we hit a nat 1, what we did was we did the damage to ourselves.
Well, some DMs do, oh, if you roll a nat 1, you swing, you miss, you hit your friend for like half damage.
Yeah.
If someone takes Grim Servant of Death, that is not a thing your DM may do, and half damage. The fuck do you mean half damage? Grim Servant of Death is if you roll a nat 1, you instead hit either yourself or your party for full damage. And seeing as one of the best weapons in this game is dynamite, and you roll your attack value with a d6, Grim Servant of Death has a 1 in 6 chance of just leaving the party in a fucking crater.
Alright, I'm gonna have to head off soon because my phone is at 13% and I can't charge it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because there's no power.
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes left to hit.
Alright, I can hit
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. But yeah, so Grim Servant of Death is pretty rough, but there's like all sorts of crazy stuff in Deadwood. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, like you don't necessarily have to play D&D to get into a tabletop. There's plenty of other stuff that you can get into that's really
D&D
fun.
is just like one of the most
D&D
versatile
is like D&D is like the one that is like the gateway to everything else. Like if you learn D&D outside of the Pokemon tabletop, which requires literal spreadsheets to create a character.
Yeah, you don't touch Pokemon.
No, there is a Pokemon tabletop, and it's like once it gets down to it, it's not that bad. There's a spreadsheet that handles like 99% of the work for you. But the fact that you need a spreadsheet to effectively make a character is super fucked up. Also, you need to watch a 45-minute video on how to start. It's really crazy. It's just absolute insanity. But
just we or don't.
yeah, it's pretty rough. So D&D very fun. Don't play a bad rogue. Probably don't play a wizard for your first session. If you play a wizard,
Unless
oh
you're
my
a
god!
mad lad.
I remember I was playing with someone, and on their first session, they played wizard, and they took a -2 to Constitution.
Oof.
Or no, it was a -3, I think, because they rolled a 6, and they put it in Constitution. They were like, I'm a wizard, I'm not gonna get hit, and I was like, your starting health is 2.
You're gonna die.
He was like, yeah, like his starting maximum HP was 2. And he did actually survive the first combat encounter, and we got to level 2, and he couldn't take average. He couldn't take average because average would be 3 minus con.
All right. Let me tell you about the first ever.
No, well, your
campaign.
phone's dying, and we're almost at the
Yeah, I know.
end.
I just got. Okay, so first campaign was a pretty done one. It was basically me and my buddies learning how to play it with a experienced DM. I don't remember which one it was. Just one of the standard, already pre-made ones.
and we were going down in a carriage that our characters had bought beforehand. We were going down, and first combat encounter, my buddy already knew about it because he's played this campaign before. He's already played, so he had my wizard character cast jump on him, so he can go ahead and scout. He finds enemies. He's about a mile ahead of our characters,
Yep.
and what he does is he engages combat with 3 goblins at level 1.
Oh boy.
He rolls at like a 2.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Gets basically cleaved in half.
Cleaved in
barely.
twain.
Cleaved in twain, basically. And we had to speed to go make sure he doesn't die, which I saved him.
Yeah.
I still make fun of him about it because it was the first combat encounter with the first roll, and he basically dies. He was on, like, he had done like 2 life-saving rolls.
I remember. I think my favorite story like this about someone's first combat encounter is my friend. First combat encounter, he had spent like an hour setting up his character. First combat encounter, they get surrounded by 8 wolves. He tries to jump over them and climb up a tree. Rolls a nat 1. Falls over. All the wolves look at him, and I just roll to myself, and I get a nat 20. I'm like, so all the wolves just jump on you. And it was like he was taking 1d8 of damage from each wolf, and I was like, and at level 5 that makes you dead after the 5th bite.
You die.
And he just sat there getting his shit rocked, and that was his first turn, was his last turn in combat. All right,
Big
but
F.
we're over an hour, and your phone is dying. So, like and favorite if you enjoy. Subscribe for more. Hopefully this time I fix the audio problem so everyone can hear me. Any last words?
I hope you all come back to join us for our next podcast, which might happen sometime in the future. Hopefully, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this is the last episode. Later.